I'm standing at the entrance of New Richmond High School on Saturday, October 18th, where I have now confirmed that there is a potential scandal involving coaches in the women's wrestling team here also. So there have been some, I believe, credible allegations made that are being investigated. The superintendent here, Paul Daniels, seems to be reaching out to people, trying to get their stories and so forth. Hopefully this has been reported to the law enforcement authorities that is legally required when there's credible allegations of anything that would be inappropriate from a sexual nature involving a person of authority like a coach and a high school student. So I'm gonna get more information on this, but just so you know, here we go again, another potential scandal of allegations. I'm not gonna say any names right now of who's being investigated, but involving the women's high school wrestling program here at New Richmond. Let me just have a quick editorial. I'm an honest guy, and I'm about the most clean-cut guy you have ever met, or you will ever have an opportunity to meet. But let me tell you something. The notion of having adult men wrestling with, say, 15, 16, 17-year-old girls is probably not a good idea unless you have unbelievably strict measures in place, like a female adult present at all times, like more than one adult present at all times. It is just a bad idea. And Courtney Walls in an interview said one of the issues with women's wrestling in high schools is that there are not enough women who were wrestlers to be the coaches. Well, okay, whatever, then use coaches that aren't as good. Use coaches that aren't as good and have women coaches wherever you can for a women's program for wrestling. This is not like basketball where there would be no physical contact, or something like that, or track where there would be no physical contact. It's a sport where the whole point is physical contact. And if I was a parent and I had a daughter, I would be wanting to make sure there were unbelievable safeguards in place, and anything that involved a sport where physical contact is a key part of the sport. And having adult males, even, I tell people, even stand-up guys, everybody is subject to temptation and so forth. And so it is just a bad idea. And men, the most important thing is to have the judgment to never put yourself in those positions, never be in a position where there could be anything inappropriate alleged or happen, never in a position where there's not witnesses to things that are going on.